All right, everybody, welcome back. And today we have my sister from another womb.
Yes.
And today we're going to talk about transitions. Transitions. For those that don't know what a transition is, it's basically the space between two events happening. It's basically you were once a preteen and then you're a teenager. That space right in the middle is the transition period. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about different types of transitions in life. So I don't want to be long-winded. We definitely have Toni Alexander in the building.
Yay.
In the building.
Yay.
So before I get, I get the rant. I ain't gonna start. I'm gonna let you go on and get the floor. I'm gonna let you get the floor first. What would you say your definition of transitions is?
I think you did a great job in giving a definition of what transition is. And so when I think of transition, because I was thinking about this, and a transition is from one place and space to another.
Right.
It's the flow from one thing or one mindset or one event to another. That whatever that path is right there, whatever that avenue is, going from one to the other, that's the transition.
Right.
So that'd be my definition of it.
Right. Now looking at that definition of transition, we've both been through many. We've watched each other go through many.
So true.
One dominant factor I would say that happened from my personal observation, in all the transitions that I've seen, the common denominator was pain.
Oh, listen.
It was pain.
Listen up. Yeah.
Me personally, I'm gonna speak on my pain. I know I've experienced a lot of pain transitioning in my personal environment, but trying to coexist outside of my my environment. And in my head, mentally trying to figure out which person do I have to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'm around parochial school kids of another culture, I can't come up to them like, "What up, though? Y'all, what's cracking?" This back in the day, I can't be like, "What up, though?" That's what we used to say. "What up, though?"
Yeah. What up, though?
Yeah, I gotta be like, "What?" I go like, "Hey, Johnny, what's going on, man? What's happening?"
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so that you won't be out of a norm. You know what I mean? So for me, when I think of transitions, I go a little bit deeper because every day I'm like a chameleon transitioning through life. I gotta be a dad, then I gotta transition. You know, I gotta be a king to the queen, transition.
Yeah.
I gotta, walk up to the bus stop. Okay, I gotta transition and talk to these people that I don't really know.
Right.
Then I gotta go to work. So every place that I'm going, it's a transition.
Yeah.
And in order to do that successfully, what I learned is without becoming frustrated, you have to understand, you have to be where you are. Like, I know it's you just got to work, it's 10:30. You can't think about the bed at 10:30. Like, you just got out the bed. Because if you do, first of all, you do what you want to do. That's what I will say. But
yeah, that's understood.
It's just not wise or not good to do that, because it ain't gonna do nothing but make you frustrated all day long.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to transition from being at home chilling mode to getting work mode.
Right.
You know, I've seen you do it many a days, many a years.
Oh yeah.
The transition from, okay, I love y'all, to the mama, to bang, whoop, what we got going? What's going on? What's happening? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So I see the transition from mom to up. I'm at work. I'm clocked in. We don't want to hear that mom stuff. So one of them call.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
that's right.
A lot of people can't navigate that way.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna let you comment on that.
That's true. Because when you were talking about transition, change, change, and with transition, I think that a smooth transition, or in some cases, an easier transition, is based on your perspective of the next place.
Right.
Okay. The change. Now, first of all, we don't like change.
Not at all.
We have a hard time with change. Right. Period.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But when it comes to transitioning or change, it's about the perspective.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
How I see the next point. Okay, from this standpoint of being a mom, okay, kissing the kids, getting them off to school. As a mom, I got my mom hat on. Okay, then transitioning to the job, my perspective. Now I'm no longer in mommy mode. Right. Okay, I'm in this work grind, get this check mode. Okay, right. So I have to transition vernacular.
Yes. Okay? Yes.
Yeah. The change. I have to change. Right. Okay.
How you speak. For those that don't know, vernacular is she had to change from "Hi, I'll see you later" to "Okay, how we're doing today? How you guys doing?"
Exactly.
She had to switch the flip on her tongue. She couldn't come to work in mommy mode and stay mommy.
Right.
Meaning when we in the hood, y'all, we talk our hood slang. But when we go to work, we check that in at the door.
Right.
We got to transition. We not saying sell out. What is a sellout? A successful person? I'm just saying what I never sell out. But what I am saying is
hilarious.
Right. You need sellout tendencies. Keeping it real, you got to sell out a little bit.
Hilarious.
You got to change. You got to change your tone.
You got to change your tone.
You got to change your tone. Not saying, "Hey, Johnny, what's going on?" But you could just be like, "How you doing today, Johnny?" Instead of "Johnny, what's cracking, bruh?" So
it's just, yeah, it's just like what you said, a chameleon. I think a chameleon is a great symbol, for lack of a better word, for the word transition. Because when you are transitioning from different places, from one point to another point, like the chameleon, okay, he's still a chameleon. However, the environment has changed.
Right.
Okay. Right. So the chameleon, I just need it. It's both male and female chameleons. The chameleon changes, adapts, changes to the environment.
And you know what?
That's what it is. That's what it is right there.
And that's heavy too, because for those that are from hostile environments, wherever you may, derive, or wherever you may live, whatever setting, you learn to adapt to tension. You learn to adapt to stress. It becomes regular to be stressed out in certain environments. That's the norm. But you have to become adaptive. You can't take that stress to a peaceful environment that has nothing to do with your stress.
Right.
That's how people seem like they shitty all the time. I mean to cuss. or they have bad days because they got their other life in this part of life that has nothing to do with that. That's why you have people that's a-holes at work. And if you got people in authority, I'm not saying people in particular, but just people in authority, they abuse their power.
Know this.
They will abuse it.
So true.
Especially if they frustrated in certain areas because they don't look how they used to look or don't respect the person they with no more. But it's all about being able to, at the end of the day, it's about navigating self.
Right. Now I'm gonna interject right here because I gotta say this point that came to mind. Because I'm sticking with this chameleon because I like that. Okay. And when you said different environments, now the chameleon changes, adapts to the environment on the defense.
Yes.
Now, when danger comes, when stress comes on the job, okay, the chameleon doesn't change its color just because, it's the predator or a snake or whatever it is that eats a chameleon, it finds itself in danger. It doesn't change his color to reveal where he is or where she is. Okay.
Right.
The chameleon stands firm right there.
Boom.
Stand strong. Like, I don't care what happened. I don't care what's coming at me today or what's going on or with this person right here. I'm staying right here.
So are you saying chameleon got heart? What?
Listen, heart.
It don't run. It's just bang. It is what it is.
It is. That's right.
Let's stop. It pauses.
It don't buckle.
I just hope you don't see me though. I like that. It don't buckle. Ooh.
Buckle.
It don't buckle. I like that.
That's right.
I like that. It don't buckle.
Yeah.
I like that. A chameleon that don't buckle.
That's right.
I like that. I kind of like that. That's kind of heavy, when you really.
It's because people tend to. I know we're talking about transitions. Right. However, and we have to stand on my perspective. I'm gonna say perspective. My perspective.
Right.
Transitioning from a mom being in mommy mode to now I'm in work on the grind mode.
Right.
Regardless of I'm still a mom. Okay. I know the kids are gonna be all right. My girls is okay. I don't have the luxury to be thinking about, worrying about, calling about, checking on about the kids all day long while I'm at work.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's a no.
Right.
Okay. I'm in work mode. If something happened, if a phone call comes, then I will handle it then.
Period.
Okay.
Right.
Period. Okay. The same thing with if it's the other way around. If I'm going from work, and I even tell my girls now, when I come in, I'm like, listen, I need to transition. I even say I need to transition from work to being home now. Give me a few minutes. Don't rush me because I need to transition. I want to make sure that I'm totally off work, mentally, the whole thing, and I'm back into mommy mode because that's just as important. Because when I'm in mommy mode, I'm not thinking about the job.
Right, not at all.
And once I get home, don't call me neither. How about that? I mean, for real.
Right, that's real.
Boundaries on both ends and on both sides.
That's right.
But I dictate that. I set that though.
That's right.
I said that. So it's important not just going from mommy mode to work, but going from work back to mommy mode. It's a transition on both ends.
Right. And you know what? For all the ladies that's out there, all the ladies that got a boyfriend, a dude, I'm gonna just say somebody else because it's 2021.
Yeah.
The people that come home and just need to get on a video game for about an hour, that's what that time is. It's the me time. Now I understand if they on it for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, that's disrespectful because they ain't acknowledge you, they ain't came and ate with you, none of that. But I'm saying if you just let the guy or the girl, because girls game too, come home, unwind, release. Maybe they felt like they wanted to hurt somebody at work, and then they get on an army game and get the blasting people on the game to get their frustrations out before they talk to you with that frustration, because you gonna get the brunt of it.
Exactly.
Let them get on the game and blast them out. Let them get on the game on two, I ain't gonna shout them out on the basketball game,
Yeah.
They feel like they need to get that energy out mentally. Wow. Schooling dudes on the court, let that level come down. Boom, get some food in him. Then he or she should be outdoors.
Yeah.
Sometimes they got to get that energy out. That's why, to be honest with you, for those that listen, I'm not a physician, but I have personal trained many of people. As far as fitness, one of the best things I'm suggesting, I'm not telling you to do this. It's just a good suggestion. One of the best things to do is right after work, go to the gym. Because if your gym got a little daycare where you grab your kids from daycare and they, if you ain't got that time, take them to the daycare, or if you could leave them at the daycare and get it in, all you need is 30 minutes. 30 minutes either to run that stress off, pump that stress off, bike that stress off, volleyball it off, whatever, aerobic it off. Because what happens if you don't get that stress off, it just continuously builds. The next day, the next day, the next day. And pretty soon you stressed out. You think you just burnt out from your job because you've been there 20 years. No, it's a buildup. And you're never releasing.
Right.
And if the bill's more than the money, then you stressing out even more over money. And if your dude or your girl cheating, it's even more stress. That's life.
Yeah.
So if life coming at you, you can't control your pay if you just got a salary or a job, unless you can work overtime. But one thing you can control is your health.
That's right. Health is wealth.
Yes. That's a transition. Yo, if you don't, this is you. If you keep letting that stress do you in and you smoking tobacco and all that, this is where you going. If you ain't trying to get up. But if doing positive things with your body, building muscle, lightweight diet and stuff, you going up, or at least you maintain it.
Right.
Because you're dying every day. You're transitioning to the other side every day.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, a random event. We know that. But I'm saying you can't control that. But what you can control is the amount of fat on your body, unless you got a thyroid problem or whatnot. But I'm talking about what you eat.
Yeah.
And how much you move around. Remember the old saying I said to our dude? Your weight, what you look like determines what you put in your mouth and how much you move around.
Yeah.
That's all your weight is, unless you got like a body dysfunctional problem somewhere. It's on you. Either move around, eat less, or eat a lot and don't move around and get the results and go get it cut off or whatever.
Right.
But if you don't diet after it's cut off, it's coming right back. I ain't mean to take up. See, I'm ranting. Let me stop. Transitions. Go ahead.
Transition. But stress, everyone needs a stress reliever of some kind, because stress comes. No one is exempt from stress. No one can, get around stress, but everyone needs some sort of stress reliever. Now, myself, I've tried going to the gym umpteen thousand times, and that don't work for me.
Right.
But what works for me is walking.
Right.
Now, I walk all day. I'm walking all day long, and I mean all day long.
Right.
And I do it at work. I find ways to get it in at work.
Right.
Multitasking. What you talking about?
Right.
Getting it all in. I'm walking.
Right.
I don't need the cart. Don't bring the cart so I can load these 20 binders. No, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take 2 and go back 10 times. That's my steps. I'm getting my steps in. That's exercise.
Right.
Okay. So that's my stress reliever.
Right.
But it's still exercise. I mean, exercise is extremely important. right. However you can find it and however you can get it.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Especially the older we get.
It's more important. For everybody over 40, yeah, I'm just saying, everybody over 40, your body going backwards faster than it did when you was 30. So that Twinkie you eating right now, if you don't burn it out, you will see it next year, probably 90% of the time. So you have to move around. You have to exercise. It's little things that I do to try to sneak more in. I'm only talking about myself because I'm with myself all the time. I can't speak on nobody else.
Right.
I park way to the back and walk to the store from the lot.
Yeah.
So it's first I'm walking from the car to the store. Then I'm in the store walking around. Then I'm back. So that's like a nice little quarter-mile walk. Going to the store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Little things like that. Taking the steps when it's only 2 flights. Let me go and walk these 2 flights.
Right.
You know, little things add up. And that's what you got to understand. Exercise is cumulative, which means it builds on itself. That's why you will hear the coaches and the people, the analysts say these players need breaks or rest in between because those games add up on their muscles.
Gotcha.
And the accumulation could do more harm than good, so they gotta rest and relax.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta have a balance.
Definitely gotta have balance. But I like how you put the exercise in there because that is part of a transition from as we get older, as we continue to get older. So we're going from younger to older, and the exercising is perspective.
Yeah.
You know, our perspective on the transition from younger to older.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like how you transition that exercise in there.
But look, speaking of that, I was at the gym today. I was at the gym with some of my brothers, right? And I literally saw a family member, like a literal, a family member. And he spoke. I ain't seen him in a minute, and he spoke to me from across the room. I knew the voice. I look like I know I hear him.
Right.
But where he at?
Yeah.
So I get back to doing what I'm doing, and they said my name again. I was like, he's like, it's me. He said it. I look like, oh, he blew up. He a house. And I'm like, and I keep it 1,000. If I love you, I'm a keep it I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
If you don't hear me say too much, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, cuz, man. I said, we got to do something about this. I say, you at the gym right now. We got to do. I can't love you or say I love you walking around looking like this.
Yeah, without saying something.
Yeah, and he was like, I know. He was like, he said it was a certain age. Like, it get harder.
Yeah.
I'm older than him. I was like, it gets harder. So he was like, well, what are you doing? And I was talking to him, and I'm gonna be honest, this was the confirmation to go ahead, and I was trying to avoid doing weight loss and body stuff on here.
Yeah.
But it's a personal request. And I said I would do it, so here it comes. So for those that's watching, don't think I'm showing off and stuff like that. That's not the ones for you. But I have to transition from what I think, how I'm helping people, to have to actually help people if they telling you what they need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's a transition for me.
Yeah. That's all right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But you got to start somewhere. I just want to throw this in here and say this, but you had to start somewhere, but like I said, for me, going to the gym, that means nothing to me because I'm not going to do it. I ain't going to do it. I done tried it. I can't. Right. But walking is for me. Right. And there's something for everybody in some form. Like you said, just parking farther away from the door when you go places. I mean, you have to do something, something. It's just vital. Specifically, the older we get, you have got to do something.
Yes.
you know, something.
And two, if you only got, I can't tell you how many bags you could carry or whatever, but if you got some bags that's manageable, that's gonna be like 5 pounds in each hand. Like, you know me, the exercise freak. I'm walking, I'm doing shrugs while I'm walking. I don't care what people, I don't care what people think. I'm getting mine in while I'm walking, like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm purposely going slower because now I got a count of 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm about to get this 100 in. So I done turned a walk to the store to a miniature workout. And guess what? While I'm doing the shoulders, got that stomach tight.
Yeah.
But that's 3 different exercises at once, walking, stomach, and shoulders, just from going to the store.
Right.
Call it crazy if you want to, but look at the results.
That's true. It all counts. It all counts. It all counts. All of it counts.
If you know the science is what you burn off. If you don't burn that fat off, it's gonna be on there. It's that simple. And moving around burns fat.
Yeah.
So, and you healthier. I said this before, when you got that heavy breathing going, each heavy breath, it's cleansing those cells. So you cleansing your cells and making your muscles healthier, blood pumping, heart. I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just makes sense. I do want to transition to another perspective of transition.
Okay.
And you definitely live this in your own upbringing, as far as, you know, living in another city. And you've also witnessed it here for a certain amount of years firsthand. Without going too deep about myself personally, I just want to talk a little bit about transitioning from a street mentality to, I'm just going to say, a more mature. Because you could call it what you want.
Yeah.
Because everybody's different. I'm just going to say from a street mentality to a more mature grown man mentality. One thing that I will say, the number one thing that's going to determine your success or failure for those that are looking to transition, for those that are on the fence, or for those that are thinking about transitioning, you have to be committed.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not committed to your decision to leave the streets alone, you're not.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no dibbling and dabbling. Ain't gonna be no, well, I could just bust this quick. The only way I would say, you know, if it was that or lights out, you know what I'm saying? Like you had, you know, but it's still other resources that I would personally say I would suggest that you do. But survival is survival. In the Bible, we talk about a man that steals to eat is not the same as a man that steals just to steal. So that's not my words. That's, you know,
that's right.
You believe in the King James. That's what the scriptures say.
Yep.
So I understand if you survive it, but if not, come on, y'all. You cannot get your time back. That little, you say it's a little 2 years. It's a lot that happened in 2 years. Look at 20 and 21. 21 just started and it's already cracking. It's cracking.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to rant, but let me say this. Let me tell you how cracking it is in 2021. I went to the optometrist, you know, get your eyes checked, do what you do, you know. Been, you know, going to him for 10 years, got to know him really well. Knew his sons. He knew my sons. He got twins. I got twins. The worst you could think happened. I ain't gonna go into bit. Yeah. I'm just going to holler at him about some, you know, getting the eye, and boom, now this.
Wow.
He was gonna take his empire and pass it to that son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he said, I've been knowing you a long time. This is a Caucasian fellow. Very well off, you know, very well spoken, rich.
Yeah.
He was like, I've been knowing you a long time, man. And He was like, you one of those customers that always stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I've been with him a lot. I ain't gonna say how many years, but it's been a long time.
Right.
And I seen his boys grow up. I done seen his mom retire from there.
Yeah.
He said, man, he was like, I don't know how long I'm gonna do this no more. He said, I think I'm done. He said, cause he's the second generation. He's the second generation of their empire passing. And now he can't pass it.
Right.
He said he's done. He's done. Like it's a wrap.
Man. Wow.
And he said, I need you to do something for me. He said, I never asked you, but he said, I could just tell, I know you're a spiritual guy.
Yeah.
He said, put one up there for me. And I told him, I said, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to write one down for you.
Okay.
And I said, I got you on a daily.
Yeah.
Because that's heavy.
Yeah, it is. I can only imagine. Yeah.
It's other people that I personally know that have had hard transitions. And there's nothing you can say or do that can fill that void.
No.
And I consistently pray, I consistently say positive affirmations for these individuals I know that are hurting.
Yeah.
I have clients that have dire situations similar that I talk to consistently. I pray for them. Why am I bringing this up? Everybody's hurting. Everybody's hurting. This is not something new. Everybody's hurting. It's a new transition when it's close to you.
Right.
I have 2020 was just 2020. I don't even want to go into the negative details.
Like
we all lost people.
Yeah.
Some close, some far, some, blood, like blood. Then you dealing with your grandma that done that's a transition.
Yeah.
We can't blame other people. You cannot push your negativity of your grieving on other people. You have to let the old people that transition.
Yeah.
In order to do that, we gotta let them go. Not saying we're gonna forget about them, but they have transitioned. They would not want us here miserable.
Right.
They would want us here smiling. I know one thing they would want us to love better.
That's right. That's right. We need to do better at that. That's for sure.
We as a community, and I'm talking because that's us as a community. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
Our love language is so messed up. How do you greet? I hear OGs or guys my age. We've been labeled the OG, so I receive it. OG, I ain't got pops from a youngster yet. I got
Yeah.
I ain't got pops yet.
Right.
But if I dye my beard, I'm like, wait, what's up, player?
Hilarious.
But anyway, my bad. I hear older guys, or I hear guys my age that don't want to embrace the young guy because technically that young guy took their spot. We got grandkids, y'all. 100.
Yeah.
We have to transition.
Yeah.
For those that don't have grandkids, you have either step grandkids, grand uncle kid, like your grand something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not the young player no more. So you gotta, in order to help the development of our youngsters, we gotta learn how to play our position as older dudes.
Yeah.
We gotta school them so they be like, oh, when I get their age, that's what I'm supposed to do. School my youngsters. If we stay mad at them and beef with them, guess what? They gonna beef with their youngsters, and then this cycle gonna continue.
True. So true.
So we have to take it upon ourselves to transition, not when just something bad happened. We got to count our blessings for what we got now.
So true. That is so true.
And I personally, just from I'm gonna let you slide in. I don't mean to keep ranting. I'm gonna say from 88 to 2021, I see like 4 different transitions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see hip hop or breaking first coming in. I see the golden age of hip hop era, all of that. I see the independent era, like when man started to say, hey, we could actually do stuff for ourselves being younger and not wait on somebody else to give us. To 2021, everybody a boss, which is great, which is wonderful. But one thing we doing, we chasing the bag, but we leaving the heart behind.
Yeah.
We so busy chasing that bag, that heart is behind.
Yeah.
And one thing I would like to say, and then I'm gonna transition it to you, my bad. One thing that I will like to say is, in your life, you always, people talk about whether they want to know whether they're on the right path or not. With the time you got in 24 hours, what are you chasing? Are you chasing more the bag, or are you chasing more love? And most people chasing the bag, so that's where they hard at. Yeah. On their money.
Yeah.
And that's our problem, because we put in money. I'm not saying it is our only problem, but that's a big problem for us, because we guys even got songs in it, and I ain't knocking them. I'm just saying there are songs out there that say money over the B word, which we know that's a connotation, a negative connotation for the Black queen.
Right.
So it's evident of the mindset.
Right.
Because it's a norm of the community. And we need to change that. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead. My fault.
Yeah, I think that when we're talking about transition, like I was saying earlier, it's about perspective, about your perspective. And so I saw something that said you should be the person you needed when you was younger.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
You know, because we should be trying to help each other. We you know, transitioning from older, you know, I'll say seasoned, you know, that's my word. I like to say seasoned, because I've been seasoned by my life experiences. So yeah, I'm seasoned. And so we should be trying to give what we've learned.
Yeah.
Why does the next generation have to get it out the mud? Yeah, they don't have to.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? That's just like, you know, when I tell my girls, like, I do everything that I do and have done was for you. So you don't get it out the mud. My girl's not gonna get it out the mud. They're gonna stand on my shoulders, not the ground, but my shoulders.
Right.
Okay. And not just my physical shoulders, but everything I've accomplished, everything I've done for us so far, that you stand on top of that.
Right.
And then you go up.
Right. Right.
That's that.
Right.
You know.
And so each generation builds upon each other.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. We should not be withholding information and knowledge from the next younger generation? Why?
You know what? You know what? That's really, really, really heavy, because the ancestors bringing something to me right now. They just told me that that's what they used to rely on to pass the wisdom down. They had what you call folklore.
Mm-hmm.
And they would sit around at night, this before the internet and TVs and all that, of course. But we don't know what else they had. But they sitting around a fire every night. It's the family. Every night they telling these stories.
Mm-hmm.
They telling these folklore stories, or they telling these stories. And in these stories, every night, these kids is getting this wisdom and this knowledge and these stories. And what happens is they become those stories because they hear them every night. It becomes part of them. Their kids tell it becomes part of them. So that's why they have a strong sense of history and a strong sense of family.
Yeah.
And I will say this, us artists that create music and stuff like that, that's our personal expression. But one thing that we are missing, and some are doing it, we ain't got that folklore going.
Right.
You know, we telling you some crime stories that happen, or, you know, you add some things to make it juicier that hit home, because you talk about the whole consequence. We got to get this folklore back going, y'all.
Right.
We gotta get these stories back going.
Right.
You know, we even the stories of, I hate to say it, of guys in the hood that have done detrimental things. They could become folklore to don't do this. Or if you do this, this 90% of the time gonna be the end result. I'm not knocking either way. I'm just saying this is what could happen. But if you unarmed, you through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got nephews that call me. Well, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase it for all my nephews get the comment. What are you doing? But I have family members that call, and as I see them transition into the real world, they say, I know it was like this, or you was telling me, or you know what I'm saying? It's real. Even the older kids, I ain't know it was like this.
It's a jungle.
We just made it look easy.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to hey, love your pain.
Listen.
Love your pain. That's the only way to get through it.
Man.
You got to embrace that. You got to embrace it and get stronger. Don't let it conquer you.
No.
Like once you in the world and get broken, it's gonna be a problem, because you ain't even gonna be in your right mind.
Yeah.
You gotta have a support system.
That's true.
So the people that's really with you, or you know, or think that's with you, you need to make sure. And it's really only a phone call.
Right.
I know who I can rely on and who I can't, for real. Even if I don't talk to you on a regular, I know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be reliable, or have been reliable.
Right.
You know?
Check on your people. Check on your people.
It go both ways though.
It go both.
If you ain't been, but if one been checking for so long, and the other one ain't checking back, and you only gonna keep checking for so long.
This is true. This is true.
Communication and love go both ways.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
That's just what it is.
I agree.
But I still love you at the end of the day, real love.
Right.
Even though I pray every day for people they don't even know.
Right.
Not saying my prayers is better than nobody else's.
No.
But I'm saying, if you love me, pray for me, please. I need every prayer I could get.
Right.
Please. And any negativity, you already know I rebuke you. It ain't coming back.
Right. That's right.
Do it.
That's right.
Because
prayer is the best I can do. It might not be the most I can do, but it's my best. When I'm praying for someone, that's the best I can do.
Yeah.
That's my best. I'm doing the best.
Yeah.
All right.
And really you're doing the most too, because you're taking time out of your life that you will never get back.
Right.
To focus on them.
Yeah.
And their cares.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, so I'm on fire over that.
You got the super sensitive smoke detector anyway.
Uh-oh. Right. Get the fan and fan it.
It's crazy.
But on a serious note though, transitioning from a hood mentality to an older adult mentality takes commitment.
Yeah, it does.
You have to be committed to not go back to getting on the block, to not go back to getting your phone jumping, to not go back to hanging with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna let you get the last few points in and we gonna end. What else do you got to say about transition?
Transition is a part of life because none of us stay the same. It's about, I'm gonna go back to this word perspective. You know, it's about your perspective on the transition.
Right.
Okay. It's where your head is about it.
Right.
You know, because it's a way, it's gonna happen. I mean, just getting older, right. You know, that's a transition. So it's inevitable, right. But it's all about how you look at it. Right. Okay. As you should be looking at it and as a something positive. You know, I try to look at everything in a positive. What am I gaining? Right. You know, what am I gaining from this? You know, what can I gain? What can I grasp? What can I use? Okay, where can I improve? Right. Okay. Right. So it's I'm looking to benefit. Right. You know, I'm always looking for the benefit. Yeah. Of the transition. Right. You know, so my perspective is positive on the transition because we can't escape transition. No. You know, it's inescapable. Right. And you know what? Time is irreplaceable. Renewable. It's over. It's once it's spent, that's it. Ain't no more first tooth. It's over. It done grew in. It's a wrap. That's that. You missed it. You missed it. You know, you missed it. So, you know, yeah. And one thing I want to say too is if I want to offer any type of suggestion, I would also say as you transition, set goals right now for what you would like to be like in your next transition. Mm-hmm. Those young childhood dreams you had, like NBA and all that stuff, bro, you 40, that's over. I'm just saying. So that, you know, you could do it as a hobby, you know, you feel spit, you get them bars, you know, get your views, all that. Keep that going because that's your art. But what I'm saying is you have to transition to your next level. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to transition from being a young boy to a grown man, to having employment, to paying taxes, to having health insurance, right? You know, to having responsibility, life insurance, to being in your kid's life, to be a responsible spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend, to be a responsible parent, to pay your bills. That's right. You know, that's a lot of people don't learn all that at the same time. So you have to know what you want to look like next. So where you are right now, find somebody that you want to look like next and don't be like that person. Just model the steps they took to get to their next level. Mm-hmm. So that would be a safe way to transition versus just being out here not knowing what to do. And you'd be surprised if you ask the person a question, they might just answer it. Right. Like, how did you do this? Well, let me tell you, you know, you never know till you ask. The worst thing they could say is no. Right. And if you're scared, transitioning from being scared to just getting what you need. That's right. Your survival depends on it. Your livelihood literally depends on it. It does. It definitely does. So that being said, I'm gonna let you take us out. Whatever you got to say is what it is. All I'm gonna say is love each other. You know, love yourself. You know, self-care is a real thing. Stop wasting time and get about it. You know, be about it. Don't just talk about it, but be about it.
Right.
And remain flexible and be like the chameleon. You know, be like the chameleon.
The fearless chameleon.
Fearless chameleon.
I like that.
Yep.
You might have to do something with that. You know, I'm always thinking, right?
Yeah.
Next time we get on, you might see a chameleon literally walk across. You're gonna probably see a chameleon walk across the screen. I'm just
hilarious. I love it.
I think you will see that. So
yeah, there it is.
That being said, we do appreciate everybody's time and attention for those that are watching. We hope you got something out of this. And of course, there'll be another, right, sis?
That's right. That's right, bro.
Okay. See, I never assume, because she could say, bro, I ain't messing with you no more.
Until the next one. That's right.
Until the next one. So until next time, y'all know what it is. Holla.